Hi everyone, this is Fazana for farzanaslaw, and in today's video I'll be sharing with you all the top 5 lessons that I learned from the book Good Vibes, Good Life by Vex King. So if you're interested to find out the top 5 lessons, then please keep watching this video till the end. So before I begin with the lessons, I've also done a previous book review of Vex King, which is right here of Healing is the New High, which was published I think about a month ago something, and it has been one of those books that has completely changed my life as well, and I've read it and I learned 5 things from there as well. But in today's video I'll be sharing with you all what I learned from this particular book. But if you're not really familiar who is actually Vex King, then I'm going to be telling you now who it is. He's actually kind of like a social media influencer and a writer and a mind coach and a lifestyle entrepreneur. And he actually has his very popular Instagram account known as @Vex King, where he posts regular quotes, inspirational quotes and motivation and stuff like that, related content, which I really like, because I'm a type of a person who really loves quotes and inspirational quotes and stuff like that as well. So if you're interested to find out more about this book and his life in general, then please keep watching this video till the end. So the first thing that I actually learned from this book is the fact that what is actually self-love. And if you know Vex King, then you probably know that he's a very big advocate of self-love and what is actually self-love and how do you implement self-love into your daily life. So according to this book, self-love is basically a balance between accepting yourself while knowing you deserve better and working towards it, which means, in a way, in my opinion, that you're going to be improving yourself every single day, but you're going to be accepting all parts of yourself, whether they might be positive or negative, and you're always going to try to make sure that your weaknesses are turned into strengths in a way. For example, I'm not really good at reading. I'm not really good at reading a lot of books and learning a lot of things, and I take a really long time to read and understand new concepts and all those kind of things, which is why it takes me a very long time to really read those books and understand and everything. But I realized that this is something that I can actually build up and exercise and become really good at it, and which is why in the couple of months or on the past few weeks I've been actually reading a lot of books, self-help books, to make sure that I become an avid reader, because I'm not. So which is why I highly recommend that you know the definition of what is self, because everyone can say I have self-love, I love myself the way I am, but self-love is actually the balance between accepting yourself but also working towards becoming the best version of yourself every single day, which is why before reading this book I actually honestly did not know what does self-love actually mean, which is why this book really helped me to understand what that is. So I'm definitely grateful for that, and that will be the first lesson that I learned from this book. So the second lesson that I learned from this book is the fact that before you try to solve someone else's problems or try to fix someone, you need to make sure that you're not losing yourself and losing your own vibe and energy or self out of doing that. So you want to make sure that you are not ever killing your own vibe, because whenever you kill yourself, that's it, you have actually lost your identity and who you are as an individual. And it's definitely helpful to help others and it makes you definitely feel good. However, you need to have a boundary that you're not going to be killing yourself in the process of helping someone else or being there for someone else who might not be really good for you and for your own mental health. For example, it was in my case, for example, in the past few years when I used to have a couple of friends that I don't have anymore, I would be there for them all the time, even though it was not really healthy for me to be there for them, and it was a really bad way for me to really, and I lost myself in a way, which is why it took me so many years to actually regain back myself, my confidence, my self-esteem, and find myself who I am and discover myself, because I was always surrounded by friends who always took advantage of me because of my kindness, because of my generosity and all those kind of things, which is why I've actually lost myself in the process, which is why I would highly recommend that if you're going to be helping someone, do not make sure that you are helping them but also not killing yourself or losing your own self or individuality, because that can be very detrimental for your own personal life and all those kind of things, and you always come first. So that will be the second thing that I'll actually learn from this book. The third lesson that I learned from this book is the fact that you are winning every day, so celebrate any kind of achievement that you actually accomplish on a daily basis. In this day and age where everybody's trying to get a new house, a new car, a partner, or have a lavish, luxurious lifestyle, it is very important for us to really make sure that we are celebrating all those little things that we actually accomplish on a daily basis, so that in that way we become more self-aware of ourselves. At the same time, we are increasing our high self-esteem because we are being grateful for all the things that we are achieving every single day, and we're not always looking into the future and always living in the future. We need to make sure that we're also living in the present moment and feeling everything that is happening in the right at this second, and really feeling what all those kind of things that are making you feel good right now, because thinking about the future is only going to make sure that you're not living your present and current moment, which is why sometimes it's really good to take care of your future and plan ahead and all those kind of things, and think about, oh, when I'm going to have a house, that's when I'm going to be really happy and all those kind of things, which is actually fine. But when it becomes an obsession and you start thinking about that every single day, that's when your peace at the present moment gets destroyed and you don't get to really know yourself, and you start and then it will come a point when you will have that house, for example. Then you will be like, what did I do in the past? I didn't have time for myself, and I didn't really discover myself. And I think discovery is so important, and that comes with celebrating every single winnings that you're doing on every single daily basis, whether they might be making your own bed, whether they might be getting an A star in your exam, or whether they might be helping someone on the street, whatever might be. Celebrate the smallest little achievements that you're doing every single day. Lesson number 4 was definitely made for me, and that is the fact that do not just think about how it is going to happen, how is that goal going to be achieved, because if you do that, then limitations are created inside your brain, and you start thinking about all kinds of situations that might make your goals go wrong, or you might not be able to achieve them in the future. For example, if you start questioning all the time, what if this doesn't happen, what if this happens by the time I achieve that thing, or something like that, this puts a lot of pressure on your brain, thinking that this situation or this goal might not actually happen in the future. And you tell your brain what you wanted, and your brain will believe it regardless if it's not happening or if it's an imagination or not, because your brain cannot tell which one is reality, which one is fantasy. So you want to make sure that you're telling your brain all the time that don't worry, it's fine if you don't know how it's going to happen, but I know I trust my process, and I know that however it's going to pan out, it will pan out the way it should be. And if it's meant to be in my life, whether that might be, let's say, a new car or a new house, if it's meant to be in my life, then it will be in my life somehow, some ways. God will create some kind of ways and connections and all those kind of things, and something will happen to make sure that I achieve that house, or I get the house, that partner, or that car, or whatever that might be. So you want to make sure that you are not questioning the process, or trusting the process as much as you can, but at the same time putting the hard work that you're going to be working towards that goal as much as you can. But at the same time, you need to have a very big trust in the process that everything will definitely work out in the future. And the last lesson that I actually learned from this book is the fact that life will test you before it will bless you. And you might be thinking that whenever you are going through painful situations and very catastrophic situations where you think that there's no way out of this, you understand that in that moment it's very hard for you to really gulp and digest the fact that good things are coming on your way. But trust me, I'm telling you that I have been through the worst of the worst situations, and when I had the mindset in those moments, I don't know how I did, but I had always had this mindset that whatever is happening is in the current moment. I know something good is coming, and I don't know how I used to have that mindset, but definitely having that mindset in that moment will make sure that you're attracting the blessings in a faster pace and a faster manner, so that you're going to be making space for the good things in your life. So you want to make sure that whenever you're going through something painful or a test, remember that good things are always coming your way, and you will achieve whatever you want as long as you believe in yourself and you trust in the process, as I mentioned before in the last tip or the last lesson that I learned from this book. So always remember that life will bless you before it will test you. I mean the other way around, which is life will test you before it will bless you. So this brings me to the end of today's video. I hope you really enjoyed and found this helpful, this book review of the Good Vibes, Good Life by Vex King, and one of the 5 things that I actually learned from this book. This book definitely has to be kept in my bookshelf, because whenever I feel like I will have kind of low self-esteem, or I'll feel like I'm lacking self-love, this book will definitely lift me up. And if you're someone who has gone through a lot of painful situations, a lot of painful situations where you thought that you cannot get it out, or you have been through painful situations but you have lost yourself, how do you get yourself back? I think this book is really good for that, and I feel like you should definitely get this in your bookshelf. And you can get this anywhere, from Amazon, from any library or anything like that, even Tesco or Sainsbury, whatever. But yeah, if you're interested in this kind of book lessons or weekly book lessons that I actually do on a weekly basis, then please do subscribe to this YouTube channel, because I post this kind of content on a daily or a weekly basis. But other than that, I'll see you in my next week's video.